Hi everyone! Again, this is Richard Solomon of my YouTube channel, Cha and My Narratives, The Stroke Survivor. Okay, in the past few days, I've been doing lots of vlogs about COVID. I started with COVID. How does it affect people or infect people? And what are the solutions or uh, what are the things that we should take, like aside from medicine protocols, uh, to protect us from the COVID-19 virus, and what's the long-term protection. I've said aside from the medicines, we have vaccines that would give us the longest protection to prevent uh, us from be infected with COVID-19. Okay, I've also discussed uh, vaccines, how long are vaccines made for anti-COVID, no? Or ever since, how long does companies make vaccines, and how fast are the COVID-19 vaccines now being developed or created, and what are the best COVID-19 vaccines that is available there is in the market in the world today. I've answered that already, but I'll be answering some of those questions again today, because my vlog for today or content is questions and answers, most common questions that is being asked of COVID-19 vaccines, okay? So, or vaccination. So, in Tagalog, ano yung mga katanungan na laging tinatanong or agam-agam ng bawat isa sa atin tungkol sa pagpapabakuna sa COVID-19? That's my content for today. Okay, let's start. Well, I pick up a number of questions here. It's not what you call it's random. I pick up the most most asked questions. Okay, number one. There's a question here which asks, how long does it take for a COVID-19 vaccines to work? Gaano daw katagal bago ang vaccine ay gumana or umepekto, no, for full protection? The answer for that is actually, regardless of whatever vaccine that is that you get or that is given to you, your full protection takes effect after 2 weeks after your second or your final dose. Why second or final dose? Because there are vaccines that are given twice. There's first dose and second dose. And there are, why final dose? Because there's vaccines available that are only given once. So that's your first and final dose. Okay? So after given your final dose or your second dose, you count 2 weeks after before the full protection or your full immunity kicks in or works. So that's the answer. Why is it that long for your immune system to work? Okay, because our immune system actually mounts an antibody response to the vaccine, no? It takes time, like 2 weeks. It takes time for our body's immune system to mount or organize the antibodies. What is an antibody, by the way? Antibodies are also called immunoglobulin. It's a protective protein produced by the immune system in response to a presence of a foreign body called antigen. So what is antigen? Antigen are actually the substance that induce the immune system to produce antibodies against it. This is actually are foreign invaders, such as pathogens, bacteria, virus. So the bacteria and virus are actually the foreign invaders. They are called the antigens, or chemicals or toxins, pollens are called antigens. So anything that is foreign, a foreign body that gets into your system, that into your body, are called antigens. Okay, so number 2 question: are you protected already from COVID-19 after your first shot or dose? That's a good question. Are you already protected of COVID-19 when you are already given your first dose? The answer is not, is partially you are protected. The first dose from a 2 dose of vaccine somehow gives you partial protection, but not totally yet, because you need to complete the second dose. Just like Pfizer has 95% efficacy rate, the first dose only gives you 52% of that 95% with Pfizer. Okay? That is why you need the second dose to complete that full 95%. Because the first dose only gives you 52% and the second dose completes that 95%. Okay? Efficacy rate. So, now another question is, third question is, what if you don't get the second dose? The answer to that, it is important to get your second dose. That's the only answer to that. It is very important that you get your second dose. Now, you have a window. For example, your schedule is today and either you forget that, or there's an appointment, or the sudden appointment that you were not able to get your schedule of second dose today. You need to get that. You need to ask the governing body or organization or the local government unit to reschedule your second dose. And you have a window of at least another 3 to 7 days. Don't forget that, 3 to 7 days only for you to get your second dose. It is a must for you to get the second dose. Why? Because if you will not complete your full dose of first and second, your protection will be just partial. And the way it works is, the first dose works as a prime to mount or organize your antibodies or your immune system, and the second dose actually completes it. Okay, so completes the full protection. So that's why it says here, why is it important to complete the first and second dose? The first dose is to prime the immune system, ibig sabihin to start, to prepare. And the second dose, it actually induces a vigorous immune response and production of antibodies. And the antibodies, as you know, as I've said, is the one that fights off these pathogens, these bacteria or viruses. Okay? Now, number 4 question. What are the side effects of the COVID-19 vaccines? Now, there are only in time immemorial, in almost every vaccines for polio, measles, mumps, rubella, tetanus, and other vaccines for that matter, and up to now, which is COVID-19 vaccines, they are just mild side effects. Like for on your arm where you get injected, you experience pain, redness, and swelling of your where you were injected. So that's your arm. Then usually the side effects last only about a day or two. That's all. And your body feels tiredness, headache, muscle pain, chills, yes, just like you're like having a flu, fever, of course, nausea and vomiting. So what's nausea and vomiting? Nausea is the feeling of your stomach it's like troublesome. There's trouble in your stomach that you feel like you're going to the bathroom, or you feel like you would like to vomit. So nausea and vomiting are almost um, uh, related to each other. When you are so or nausea, you're experiencing nausea, sometimes you vomit. Okay, so those are only the side effects. And the second dose, actually, it is more intense than the first dose when it comes to side effects. Okay, so number 5 question: how long does the side effects last? As I've said, it's only about a day or two, couple of days, maybe 3 days, but it won't last a week. Number 6: how long is your immunity when you get already vaccinated with COVID-19 vaccine? How long is your immunity? Well, as per the company's clinical trials and the studies, as of now, they're not yet complete. They're saying that the immunity when you're vaccinated, you are at least, and after when you get vaccinated, and after like 28 days or a month, when you get full protection already, or you're fully immunized, you get the full immunity, you count at least, you're protected at least, the least is 6 months to a year or two, or even more. So, and that data of even more number of years is not yet proven. There's no studies yet, because the COVID-19 vaccines are just recently made, right? Just like maybe they started that almost a year ago or a few months ago. So there's no lengthy studies yet available for that. But they said it's like 6 years to up to a number of years, maybe a couple or 3 years. So we need to find that out. They will need more studies on that, more what do you call this, findings. They need to have more results of that yet. Okay, it remains to be seen. Okay, what's this? Number 7. After your full dose, your first and second dose, are you already immune to COVID-19? That's a good question. Are you already immune to COVID-19? Well, as I've said a while ago, as I've said a while ago, you wait for another 20 days or make it 1 month for your body to be fully protected, or you get the full immunity. So what does that mean? When you got your first and second dose, in the next 28 days, you won't be wearing masks anymore, or you won't do social distancing. No, you should still do, after you get the full dose, and within the 28 days or 1 month after that, you still do what it is being done even before you were vaccinated. You still, if you will be going out, you still need to wear your mask, your face shield. Here in the Philippines, it is required in the malls or in closed spaces, and so you need to do social distancing still. Don't be complacent, because as I've said, your immunity is not fully achieved yet. Okay, it is not fully achieved yet. So you're not fully protected yet, because the full protection kicks in after 28 days, or make it exactly one month. Okay, remember that. So practice first social distancing. Why you're not done with the 1 month or 28 days yet. Number 8, after you are fully vaccinated again, is it okay now to mingle? It's almost the same. Is it okay now to mingle with friends unprotected? No. Okay? Granting you already finished the 28 days or 30 days. So that means now you are fully protected. Your your immunity with the COVID vaccine are like it's fully charged already. Can you mingle with unprotected? Now remember this. Sometimes in a family there's 5 of you, there's 7 of you, there's 3 of you. I don't know how many you are in your family. You still have to think responsibly, because you might be fully protected because you're already fully equipped. Your full protection kicks in with your COVID-19 vaccine. You and maybe some of your family in your household. But how about the others who are not yet vaccinated in your homes? Just like if you have siblings who are still children or elderly people who are not yet vaccinated, you have to think of who are the people who are not yet vaccinated in your place, in your household or office or in any organization that you go to. You have to think responsibly still, because it's good if there's already what you call herd immunity that is achieved in your household, in your community, in your offices, wherein most of the people in those places, even especially in your household, in your house, in your home, that most of you are already fully vaccinated. If you are like 80 to 90% you are vaccinated, I believe you have achieved herd immunity already. And the benefactors of that herd immunity, HERD, I've discussed this yesterday, are the people who are not vaccinated yet in your house, in your home, or in your office. As long as you achieve like 80-90% and above, most people there are already vaccinated. That's when you achieve herd immunity. Because you are going out, you're fully vaccinated, you're fully protected already, but you might be bringing home COVID-19 with you in your dress, whatever. You don't get infected, but how about the people who are not affected or vaccinated yet? So still be responsible. Okay? So now, what is the best brand? Now I'm going back to this question. What is the best brand of vaccines? Many are asking me this right now, because of my experience in pharmaceutical. My answer to that is just like the answer of the government, and just like the answer of a higher public health organization, just like World Health organizations, and most of the videos that I've watched from other countries. The best answer to that is whatever the available COVID-19 vaccine that is available already in your place, in your local government unit, that they're giving to you, whatever brand that is the best vaccine that is available or best for you. Okay? Because you have to remember, they may be made using different approaches or methodology, just like what I've said in my previous vlog, by the companies. But all of them are actually have achieved the same goals and purpose, and that's to recognize the COVID-19 virus by the body. All of them recognizes COVID-19. So whichever brand it is, all of them are co-equally the same of its purpose or of its objective, and that is to prevent the virus from affecting or infecting your body. Okay? So whatever the available there is in in your town, in your place, in the organization, whoever is giving you the vaccine, you should get that already. Do not choose brands, no. Number 10, what are the ages qualified to be vaccinated? Actually, every age is qualified, from young to old, but there's a certain but to it. There's limited data that is given by the companies who are making the vaccines now. Just like most of them, they can give their vaccines to 16-year-old and above only, not 16 years old below. But Pfizer is one company that is now applying with emergency what do you call this, emergency EUA, and EUA stands for it's actually an approval. It's like an approval for the age, because they have I think they have made their vaccines can be given from now to not only 16 years old, but 16 years below. I think they're also applying for EUA of 12 years even, and even lower than that. They're asking for a number of EUAs with their vaccines. So if they be approved, the vaccines very soon could be given to lower age. But our children should be given vaccines too? Yes, because any age for that matter are prone, can be infected by COVID-19. Okay? How about pregnant women and lactating mothers? So lactating mothers are the one who's breastfeeding their babies. Can they be given COVID-19 vaccines too? That is a very good question. And my answer to that is, you should, if you're a pregnant woman, lactating mother, you should consult your doctor first. It's your doctor who would tell that to you if you should be given a vaccine. But generally, it's safe for pregnant women. But again, don't take my word for it. A special case should be assessed by your very own doctors. They should be the ones who would tell you that. Okay? And you would just make a decision if you would take it or not. Okay? So, you have the way to choose to be vaccinated. Okay? Now, does vaccines works with all people of all colors, of all ages, and of all races? Yes. Okay? Now, there's a sensitive question here for immunocompromised people or patients, people with HIV, HIV is for this immunocompromised people with HIV/AIDS. You know that, right? So, can they be given? Can they be vaccinated with COVID-19 vaccines? According to the medical scientists and the companies of these vaccines, yes, they too should be given. But again, a special assessment should be done by the doctors. Now, for those, whoever watches this, and you have a case like this, HIV, every country for that matter has a special department for this. You can go to, you Google it and look at the internet, the particular website wherein you could apply for this, because you will be given, other than priority, you will be given a special assessment of your medical condition, of course, because of your medical situation. also. Okay, so that's my advice. Are children lower than 6 years old eligible for vaccination? Yes. So they should be vaccinated too as much as possible. But again, there are vaccines that are not yet recommended for 16 years old below. But Pfizer is coming up with the EUA approval, which is emergency use approval authorization. So they're coming up with vaccines, a version of their vaccines, existing vaccines, with for 12 years old below. Okay, so I think I am at the last question. Can COVID vaccines be given to those who recovered already from COVID? Yes. So if you had the COVID, you were infected with COVID before, you got infected, and you recovered already, you can ask for a COVID vaccine to be COVID-19 vaccine to be vaccinated too. Okay. Now, how about those who have existing COVID who are COVID patients now, who has COVID? Can you be vaccinated immediately? No, you have to be treated first with COVID. When you recover, then you can ask for a schedule of your vaccination. Okay? So, with that, if you have more questions, please comment below. I would try to answer them for you. And maybe sometime I have a doctor friend who could we could do a collaboration in answering questions, or we can maybe have a Zoom collaboration to answer all your questions. I don't know if we could do it live. So but I'll try to talk to him. He's a very good oncologist and also surgeon, and he lectures on COVID-19 and vaccination also. So he's a good friend of mine from St. Luke's Medical Center here in the Philippines, in Quezon City. So with that, this is my vlog for today, Q and answer with regards to COVID vaccines. So if you have questions, please do comment below, and please do subscribe, thumbs up, like, share if you may, and please hit the bell button so that you will be notified with my incoming vlogs and videos later on. Okay, with that, thank you very much. This is Richard Solomon again, the stroke survivor, saying peace, God bless, and love one another, more so your families. Bye for now. Thank you.